Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to see how to install the Argo CD in our Kubernetes cluster. So here in my system, I have set up the K3s, which is the lightweight Kubernetes cluster using the Windows, WSL and multipass. So if you don't have a Kubernetes cluster set up already, you can use this lightweight, cluster. And if you have already running Kubernetes cluster, you can proceed with installing this Argo CD. So here, as a prerequisite, we need to have the K3s cluster up and running and access to the cluster using kubectl and internet access from the node. So now let us see the steps how we can install the Argo CD in our Kubernetes cluster. So let me take you to the official documentation. Okay, let's click on getting started. And here you have the option to install Argo CD and download Argo CD for CLI. So let me go here and let me go to the release notes. Okay, this is the latest stable release as of today, version 3.3.4. So let me go to the releases. Let me go to the 3.3.4. Okay, so here we have two options. One is non-HA and another one is HA. So the only difference is HA you will get the high availability and the installation path will be differ. Here you will see ha/install.yaml and here it will be /install.yaml. So in this exercise, we will be using the non-HA for installing the Argo CD. So, and also for the CLI, there will be, under assets, we can use this binary to install the CLI option. So now let's start with installing this non-HA Argo CD. And this is the version 3.3.4. And so this is my K3s cluster. So if I run kubectl get node, I have only one node, which is the control plane, and this is the version running on it, 1.34.5. Okay, and this is running with Ubuntu 24.04. Okay, and this is the containerd version, and this is the kernel version, and this is my internal IP. Okay, so now let me execute kubectl get namespace. So here, these are the default namespace once we set up the Kubernetes cluster. So now we are going to create a new namespace for Argo CD. So as you can see here, we have to create the new namespace and then install the Argo CD using this kubectl apply command. So now I'm going to create the new namespace, kubectl create namespace Argo CD. Okay, now if you list the namespace, you can see the Argo CD namespace available. Okay, next I'm going to install the Argo CD. So let me copy this command. Okay, kubectl get part namespace Argo CD. Okay, let's wait for all the parts to be up and running state. As you can see, Redis and X, these are, initializing state. Okay, perfect. Now we can see the Argo CD application controller and Dex server, Redis, repo server, and Argo CD server. So all the parts are up and running. Okay, now let me check the service. kubectl get svc. Okay, so basically we are interested in the Argo CD server. Okay, and the type is cluster IP, and this we need to change it to node port so that we can access the Argo CD server using the port and to access the UI. Okay, so to change the cluster type, let me use this command kubectl edit svc and edit the Argo CD server namespace Argo CD. So here I'm going to change the type from cluster. Okay, let me just go down. Okay, the cluster type from cluster IP to node port. Let me exit. Node port. Okay, and save the change. Okay, now if I run kubectl get svc. Okay, now we can see the Argo CD server. Now it has changed to node port, and this is the port number we can access using this IP address. Okay, so now this is my cluster IP address 172.27.151.151. So I'm going to access the UI, the Argo CD UI, using this IP address and with this port number. Okay, so now let me copy this IP address and let me go to the browser and let me put the port number. So what is the port number? 32632. 32632. Okay, so now we got the login and the default username will be admin and the password. So for the initial password, we can get it from the cluster. So for example, let me just go to the cluster. And also when you are trying to access this page using the IP address, you may get the certificate warning since it is not the certificate registered. You can go with the default self-signed certificate and you can get into this page. Okay, so for getting the initial password, we can retrieve it from here using kubectl get secrets. Okay, this is the Argo CD initial admin secret. So we have to use this to get the initial password. So kubectl get secret Argo CD initial admin secret and namespace Argo CD, and we can output this into JSON. Okay, so here we can see this encrypted password and we wanted to decrypt. So let me use the JQ library data.password and then using the base 64 we can decrypt. So if you just list out, it will only give this password, and to decrypt we can use the base 64-d. Okay, now this is the password that we can use to log into the Argo CD UI. Okay, now let me go back to my browser, and the default username will be admin, and the password we can just copy it and click on sign in. Okay, now we are able to successfully log into the Argo CD UI, and currently we don't have any application running as we are just setting up this Argo CD. Okay, and we can also verify the Argo CD component that we have discussed in the previous video. So kubectl get svc. So here you can see all the components like the application controller. So this is responsible to monitor the Kubernetes cluster for any changes. And Argo CD deck server, this is like using, we can set up the SSO kind of thing and the ID provider. So this support that, options, and Argo CD metrics and Argo CD Redis, this is for cache. And Argo CD repo server, this is used to contact the Git, the single source of truth for any changes. And this is the Argo CD server, and this is the metrics. And you can also run kubectl get all. So here you can see all the resources under the Argo CD. So these are the parts you can see, and these are the services for the Argo CD, and these are the deployment created for the Argo CD, and these are the replica sets, and this is the stateful set. Okay, so that's all in this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.